I've gathered some energies, some codes, some messages, did some prayers. Now I've opened my Bible. I'm in Daniel 6 and 8. I'm actually in Daniel 7. And this seems to be about what I'm talking about tonight. So Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and the reign of Cyrus the Persian, in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon. Daniel had a dream and visions of his head while on his bed, and then he wrote down the dream, telling the main facts. Daniel spoke, saying, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds. It was so windy last night. It was so windy all night long. The four winds of heaven were stirring up the great sea, and four great beasts came up from the sea, each different from another. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I watched till its wings were plucked off, and it was lifted up from the earth and made to stand on 2 feet like a man, and a man's heart was given to it. So this is about the masculine heart, and I've been doodling that for a couple days. I've been doodling on that. The first was like a lion, eagle's wings. I watched till its wings were plucked off. Oh, I read that already. And suddenly another beast, a second, like a bear. So I had visions of these two masculine energies last night when I did my meditation, and my instructions were whatever comes up to be healed, was this. So there were a couple of masculine. One came in a dream, and one I just saw in a vision. And suddenly another beast, a second like a bear. It was raised up on the side and had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. And they said thus to it, Arise and devour much flesh. After I looked, and there was another like a leopard, which had on its back 4 wings of a bird. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, exceedingly strong. It had huge iron teeth. It was devouring, breaking in pieces, trampling the residue with its feet. So I think that's a reference to Orgon right there. It was different from all the beasts that were before it. It had 10 horns. I was considering the horns, and there was another horn, a little one, coming up from them, before whom 3 of the first horns were plucked out by the roots, and there in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and mouth speaking pompous words. I watched till thrones were put in place, and the Ancient Days was seated. His garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head was like pure wool. His throne was a fiery flame, its wheels a burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth before him. A thousand thousands ministered to him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The court was seated, and the books were opened. I watched then because of the sound of the pompous words which the horn was speaking. I watched till the beast was slain, and its body destroyed and given to burning flame. As for the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, and their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. I watched in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man, coming with clouds of heaven. He came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And then to him was given dominion and glory and a kingdom. Then all the peoples and nations and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom the one which shall not be destroyed. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit within my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near to one of those who stood by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made known to me the interpretation of things. Thank you, Jesus. Those great beasts which are 4 and 4 kings, which arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall receive the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Then I wished to know the truth about the 4 beasts, which was different from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, with its teeth of iron and its nails of bronze, which devoured, broke in pieces, and trampled the residue of its feet. And in the 10 horns there were on its head, and the other horn which came up before 3 fell, namely that horn which had eyes and mouth, which spoke pompous words, whose appearance was greater than his fellows. I was watching, and the same horn was masking war against the saints and prevailing against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and the judgment was in the favor of the saints of the Most High. And time came for the saints to possess the kingdom. That time is now. That's what he's been telling me for the whole past year that I've been here. A 4th beast shall be a 4th kingdom on earth, which shall be different from all other kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, trample it and break it in pieces. The 10 horns are 10 kings, which shall rise from the kingdom, and another shall rise after them. He shall be different from the first ones, and shall subdue 3 kings. He shall speak pompous words against the Most High, shall persecute the saints of the Most High, and shall intend to change the times and laws. Then the saints shall be given into his hand for a time, time and half times. But the court shall be seated, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and destroy it forever. Then the kingdom and dominion and the greatest of the kingdoms under the whole heaven shall be given to the people, the saints of the Most High. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. And then in 28, this is the end of the account. As for me, Daniel, my thoughts greatly troubled me, and my countenance changed, but I kept the matter in my heart. Number 8. Now, chapter 8. In the 3rd year of the reign of the king of Belshazzar, a vision appeared to me, Daniel, after the one that appeared to me the first time. I saw the vision, and it so happened while I was looking, I was in Shushan, in Shushan, the citadel, which is the province of Elam. Which Elam is the word male backwards. And I saw in the vision, and don't ask me why that comes to mind, but it came to mind. That's the 2nd time that came to mind recently. And I knew a man named Jerry Elam, which I saw his face recently, and that reminds me of the Steppenwolf. The Steppenwolf wants information and details about the sacred feminine's life and journey, and anyone that God is investigating in his kingdom for the purpose of wholeness usually. That's something I was covering on my page. So that's like a lion. That's like a lion man or a wolf paw or something that I'll see sometimes. I saw in the vision that I was by the river Ulai. Then I lifted my eyes and saw that there were standing beside the river was a ram which had 2 horns, and 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher one came up last. I saw the ram pushing westward, northward, and southward so that no animal could withstand him, nor was there, and that's a reference to the animal kingdom, nor was there any that could deliver from his hand, but he did according to his will and became great. So that's someone that can subdue the animal kingdom and has great power. And as I was considering, suddenly a male goat came from the west across the surface of the whole earth, without touching the ground, and the goat had a notable horn between his eyes. Then he came to the ram that had 2 horns, and I had seen standing there the river, and ran at him with furious power, and I saw him confronting the ram. He was moved with rage against him, attacking the ram, and broke his 2 horns. There was no power in the ram to withstand him, but he cast him down to the ground and trampled him, and there was no one that could deliver the ram from his hand. Therefore the male goat grew very great, but when he became strong, the large horn was broken, and in place of it 4 notable ones came up toward the 4 winds of heaven. What are the 4 winds of heaven? That is also in 8. That is in verse 8. Out of one of them came a little horn, which grew exceedingly great toward the south, toward the east, and toward the glorious land. And it grew up to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host and some of the stars to the ground and trampled them. He even exalted himself as high as the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifices were taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. Because of transgression, an army was given over to the horn to oppose the daily sacrifices, and he cast truth down to the ground. He did all this and prospered. Then I heard the Holy One speaking, and another Holy One said to that certain one who was speaking, "How long will the vision be concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, the giving of both the sanctuary and the host to be trampled underfoot?" Now, mind you, I just picked up my Bible. I had my daughter go get my Bible and bring it to me, and I just picked it up, and I just straight up opened it right here. There's no bookmark or anything, and this is exactly what's being sent to me right now on the algorithm. And he said to me, "For 2,300 days, then the sanctuary shall be cleansed." And then it happened. Then it happened, and when I, Daniel, had seen the vision and was seeking the meaning, that suddenly there stood before me one having the appearance of a man, and I heard the man's voice between the banks of the Ulai, who called and said, "Gabriel, make this man understand the vision." So, okay, we need to work with Gabriel at this time. I call upon Archangel Michael and Gabriel for activation and information in Jesus' name. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell on my face. But he said to me, "Understand, Son of Man, that the vision refers to the time of the end." Now, as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep, with my face to the ground. But he touched me and stood me upright. And he said, "Look, I am making known to you what shall happen in the latter time of the indignation, for the appointed time for the appointed time the end shall be." So this is happening now, by the way. This is what I'm getting. The ram which you saw having the two horns, they are the kings of Media and Persia, or Media and Persia. And the male goat is the kingdom of Greece, the large horn that is between the eyes of the first king. As for the broken horn and the four that stood up in its place, 4 kingdoms shall arise out of that nation, but not with its power. 4 kingdoms shall arise out of that nation, but not with its power. So it would be with the power of God then. And in the latter time of the kingdom, when the transgressors have reached their fullness, a king shall arise, having fierce features, who understands sinister schemes happening. His power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. He shall destroy fearfully, and shall prosper and thrive. He shall destroy the mighty and also the holy people. He's going to destroy the mighty and also the holy people. Through his cunning, he shall cause deceit to prosper under his rule. And he shall exalt himself in his heart. He shall destroy many in their prosperity. He shall even rise against the Prince of Princes. But he shall be broken without human means. So, any leader of this kind is going to destroy holy people. It's kind of how the system, the matrix is set up. It's going to affect you when we have these leaders. And I can tell you, as a chosen, it does destroy you. You need God. If it's destroying you, you need God, because it has to come to pass. Prophecy has to come to pass. And it's just like Jesus said, these things have to come to pass. But he will be broken without any human means. So, and what that means is that if he's broken, then that's our chance to come out of any destruction and also prosper. And the vision of the evenings and mornings which was told is true. Therefore, seal up the vision, for it refers to many days in the future. And in 27, I, Daniel, fainted and was sick for days afterward. I arose and went about the king's business. I was astonished by the vision, but no one understood it. So when Obama was in office, I felt destroyed by that. And fierce features are usually dark features or intense eyes, powerful looking features. fierce features, who understands sinister schemes. So, Daniel 8:26, and then so these people are doing, they're in rule, but they do not rule by their own power and might. So it takes God. It takes God to break these schemes and to break these people when they're in rule. So I think that's the main lesson of the messages that we're getting. Is that we are in these times. They are the end times. It will affect the holy people, but we need to, we don't need to just be holy. Okay, there's a lot of holy people. We need to be of the elect. We need to be chosen. We need to be in alignment. We need to be riding that wave of energy and change and ascension that is happening during this end time. During these final judgments. The end is final judgment. So that's the main lesson of the message that I'm working on at this time. And I can also see in there that there's more that the Steppenwolf energy wants to expose and reveal to the sacred masculine about the sacred feminine. And it has to do with this ram energy. And I'm just going to keep it in prayer for now. And that's how I'm going to do it for now, because I need more clarity, I need more protection, and I need more of a vision. Okay, and love you all. Bye.